When we hate our enemies, we are giving them power over us, power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. Giving other people the power to control how you think, feel, and behave makes it impossible to be mentally strong. In today's video, we will learn the problems with giving away your power and how to get your power back to be a mentally strong, high-value man. Anytime you don't set healthy emotional and physical boundaries for yourself, you risk giving away your power to other people. Perhaps you don't dare say no when your neighbor asks for a favor, or maybe you dread receiving a phone call from a friend who constantly complains, but you continue to pick up on the first ring. Each time you avoid saying no to something you really don't want, you give away your power. If you don't make any attempt to get your needs met, you'll give people permission to take things away from you. A lack of emotional boundaries can be equally problematic. If you don't like the way someone treats you, yet you don't stand up for yourself, you give that person power over your life. There are many problems with giving away your power. 1. You depend on others to regulate your feelings. When you give away your power, you become completely dependent upon other people and external circumstances to regulate your emotions. Life often becomes a roller coaster when things aren't going well. You'll feel good, but when your circumstances change, your thoughts, feelings, and behavior will shift. 2. You let other people define your self-worth. If you give others the power to determine your self-worth, you'll never feel worthy enough. You'll only be as good as someone else's opinion of you, and you will never be able to receive enough praise or positive feedback to meet your needs if you depend on others to feel good about yourself. 3. You avoid addressing the real problem. Giving away your power lends itself to helplessness. Rather than focus on what you can do to improve the situation, you'll find an excuse to justify your problems. 4. You become a victim of your circumstances. You'll become a passenger in your own life rather than a driver. You'll say other people make you feel bad or force you to behave in a manner you don't like. You'll blame others instead of accepting responsibility for your choices. 5. You become highly sensitive to criticism. You'll lack the ability to evaluate criticism. Instead, you'll take anything anyone says to heart. You'll give much more power to other people's words than those words deserve. 6. You lose sight of your goals. You won't be able to build the kind of life you want when you allow other people to be in control of your goals. You can't work towards your goals successfully when you give other people the power to get in your way and interfere with your progress. 7. You ruin relationships. If you don't want to speak up when people hurt your feelings or you allow them to infringe on your life in an unwelcome manner, you'll likely grow resentful towards them. Those 7 problems can destroy your life, so you have to reclaim your power. This is what high-value men do, and this is why they are high value. It's only 4 steps you should be following. Identify people who have taken your power. If you've spent most of your life feeling like a victim of your circumstances, it takes hard work to recognize that you have the power to choose your own path in life. The first step is to develop self-awareness by identifying when you blame external circumstances and other people for how you think, feel, and behave. Take a close look at the people you are devoting your time and energy toward. Are they the people you want to receive it? If not, you may be giving them more power than you think they deserve. Each second you spend commiserating with coworkers about how unfair your boss is, you are giving your boss more power. Every time you tell your friends how controlling your mother-in-law is, you give her a little more power over you. Resolve to stop giving people your time and energy if you don't want them to play a big role in your life. Think before you react. If someone says something you don't like and you yell or begin to argue, you give those words you don't like even more power. Make a conscious choice to think about how you want to behave before you react to other people. Every time you lose your cool, you give that other person your power. Here are some strategies to help you stay calm when you're tempted to react negatively. Take deep breaths. Frustration and anger cause physical reactions within the body, an increased rate of breathing, an elevated heart rate, and sweating, to name a few. Taking slow, deep breaths can relax your muscles and decrease the physiological response, which in turn can decrease your emotional reactivity. Excuse yourself from the situation. The more emotional you feel, the less rational you'll think. Learn to recognize your personal warning signs of anger, such as shaking or feeling flushed, and remove yourself from the situation before you lose your cool. This may mean saying, I am not willing to talk about that right now, or it may mean walking away. Distract yourself. Don't try solving a problem or addressing an issue with someone when you're feeling overly emotional. Instead, distract yourself with an activity like walking or reading to help you calm down. Getting your mind off what's bothering you, even for a few minutes, can help you calm down so you can think more rationally. Evaluate feedback critically. Retaining your power is about evaluating feedback to determine if it has any validity. While criticism can sometimes open our eyes to how others perceive us so we can make positive change, a friend points out a bad habit or a spouse helps you see your selfish behavior. At other times, criticism is a reflection of the critic. Angry people may choose to offer harsh criticism quite regularly just because it relieves their stress. Or individuals with low self-esteem may feel better about themselves only when they put other people down. So it's important to really consider the source before making any decisions about how you want to proceed. Keep in mind that one person's opinion of you doesn't make it true. You can respectfully choose to disagree and move on without devoting time and energy into trying to change the other person's mind. Recognize your choices. There are very few things in life you have to do, but often we convince ourselves we don't have a choice. Instead of saying, I have to go to work tomorrow, remind yourself that it's a choice. If you choose not to go to work, there will be consequences. Perhaps you won't get paid, or maybe you'll risk losing your job altogether, but it's a choice. Simply reminding yourself that you have a choice in everything you do, think, and feel can be very freeing. If you spent most of your life feeling like a victim of your circumstances, it takes hard work to recognize that you have the power to create the kind of life you want to live. When you decide that no one else has the power to control how you feel, you'll experience empowerment. Here are some other ways how retaining your power will help you become mentally strong. You'll develop a better sense of who you are when you're able to make choices based on what's best for you instead of what will prevent the most repercussions. When you take responsibility for your own behavior, you'll become accountable for your progress toward your goals. You will never be pressured into doing something that you don't want to do based on guilt trips or what you think other people want you to do. You'll be able to devote your time and energy to things you choose. You won't have to blame other people for wasting your time or ruining your day. Retaining your personal power reduces your risk of depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. Many mental health problems are linked to a sense of hopelessness and helplessness. When you decide not to give other people and external circumstances the power to control how you feel and behave, you gain more power over your mental health. When you hold a grudge, those feelings of anger and resentment do nothing to lessen the other person's life. Instead, harboring anger and resentment gives that person more power to interfere with your quality of life. Choosing to forgive allows you to take back your power, not just over your psychological health, but also over your physical health. Research shows some of the health benefits of forgiveness include the following. Forgiveness reduces your stress. Over the years, many studies have shown that holding a grudge keeps your body in a state of stress. When you practice forgiveness, your blood pressure and heart rate decrease. Choosing to forgive increases your tolerance to pain. In a 2005 study of patients with chronic low back pain, anger increased psychological distress and decreased a person's tolerance to pain. A willingness to forgive was associated with increased pain tolerance.